Hey guys, Rich from Over the Fender Garage. Well, we've got it all done. Cow looks good. Needs a little bit more grinding on it. It ends up looking really nice. No more hole to fill up with leaves. Ready for the engine to be set down in there. We have to get rid of that cross member. I should have cut it out before, but I didn't. But I gotta get rid of that. But I'm going to jump on cutting the roof rails off next. All right, here we go. Next mod. We are getting rid of the roof rail. The truck really doesn't need a pad. So we are going to cut this sucker off. I love the smooth look and no rails. And I really like the look of a smooth rail on a truck that's wearing a pad. So, it is gonna go. Cut that sucker off. And the way I normally do these when I do them is I'll cut sections out 6, 8, 10 inches. Weld that back, put some tacks in it. Kind of just jump around so you leave spots where it's still welded by the gutter. You could cut out, 6, 8 inches here, 6, 8 inches here, 6, 8 inches here, kind of around it, and then go and tack weld all those on there, and then go ahead and finish out the rest of the cuts. Because if you were to cut it all at one time, you wouldn't have anything holding the roof on anymore, because it's spot welded inside this channel on this side, so you would lose all your mounting area. So I'll chop it in here, cut, chop it inside here, cut, weld that. Doesn't have to be fully welded, basically enough to hold it all. Just go around and do all that, gets that all to where it's holding it, and then you come back and finish out the rest. And stuff like this, I'll clean this out and I'll weld that shut. Get rid of that one. Doesn't need a seam above the windshield. So that's what I'm gonna tackle next. Get rid of its hat. Give her a slick look. you can see, there's your roof, and there's your jamb, and that's what holds it together, this one piece here. And you can take this piece off if you want. Sometimes you can leave them on there. It all depends on the vehicle. Up here you see it better. You see the third piece right there. That's the gutter, the outside piece right there. This is your jamb, and then your roof. But this, and this are all pinched together right in this area. So you could take this off if you want, depending on the vehicle. Sometimes I will take them off, sometimes I won't, because you have a lot more meat when you put all three of them together to weld to, make it a stronger joint. Because this does have to be a good weld here. You don't want to have a bad weld in here, so it splits apart. This very intimidating to do the first couple of times you do it, and after you figure out how they're put together, it becomes pretty easy. Still intimidating. Cutting on a vehicle like that. And see this one here, I've got this cut out further so I can grind this back. We'll move that in, get into there. Not sure how much further that comes out, but we'll have to move that down some to get this to come in flush. Or we can put a piece of metal in there, but I haven't sanded that one to take a look at it, but it's intimidating. But you got to do what you got to do to have a custom vehicle. Get on it. It's metal. It can be welded back together. You just got to be careful. Like I said, keep pieces holding it all together as you're doing it, because I can work these and it won't move. It'll all stay right where it's at because I've got places holding it. But next thing I'll do is I'll come through here and I'll tack weld all this together, tack weld this together, decide if I'm going to leave that inner piece or not, and get that done. There it is with its hat removed. Looks better already. Look at that. One little thing can make something be that much slicker. So much better. Got rid of the gas cap, fixed the last rust hole. No more rust on the truck. That is it. So, now all that's left to do is finish welding up the rest of this roof. All right, now we've got all the roof rail shaved off. I've gone and ground some of this back already. You get a better look at it. And do a little touch up here. But that is all ground back, touched up. It's ready to have this piece put in. And what I do, depending on the vehicle, I'd go around this and stop somewhere around here, fade it off. But on this, it's got pretty much the same gap all the way around the door. Even got it on the front. So I'll take, what I like using is this round bar stock. Weld this in here, just like that. Then I can take and I can grind this back to give myself a nice seam all the way around the door. You see, some vehicles have a big, this piece here, where the old gutter used to be. Some cars will have just a little bitty tiny lip you can just put it up against. Some will have a big piece like this. All depends on the vehicle. But yeah, you just weld the rod in here, grind it back. Comes out pretty nice looking. Because with the 1/4 inch round stock, you've got a lot of area to grind on. So you can get everything looking really good. But that's how I do. I'll install that round stock on there right now. These, I always like to start on the front of the A-pillar here. You get a good anchor point lined up. There. Just give it a tack, work your way around. Just like that, gives you a nice area. And you don't have to worry about it being perfectly straight or anything, because you can grind this back to get your gap. Just kind of roll it through the corner. Just take a hammer, got enough tacks in there to hold it. Roll it through the corner. A little bit at a time. And try to keep yourself flush with this. Bar stock is very forgiving. Give it a bend, bend, bend. could wrap this whole piece, but I'd rather have pieces. It's just easier to work than have a really long piece. You just weld it back together. Not a big deal. But this. Right to the bottom of the door, window frame. Where I want to be. So I can make the entire window frame one single nice gap. Stick this one in here. Get that right there a little further. This down here there's a little step, so I'll take and grind that little step into this piece of rod. Alright, see the little step, this will go right into there. Just like that. Now, fix. Now, make sure it all looks pretty good. Tack this thing in. All right, excellent. Now, really tight. Exactly what you're looking for right there. Is that it's tied up against it, like right here it's hitting it. So when I grind this back, there's a nice seam right here. Good top, got good clearance. It'll close. It'll still have to be ground back, but the door will close. So just gonna have to knock this piece off here to get it in there. But I won't do that yet. I'll get the whole thing welded in there. Get everything set. And then got to get the front sheet metal back on it and get everything lined up. And your door, you just want to have all your gaps set before you go and grind all this stuff back all the way. Go and weld it all in there. concrete. You may notice I'm not too worried about heat. In that bar stock, there's less worried about warping with that, but you can't get crazy with it. But you can weld a lot faster on it. Okay. There it is. Sweet. Little bit of grinding back to get it off the frame right there. Door will close fine. And then work the seam after all the sheet metal's back together. Now I'm going to take another one. I'm going to go right here on the front of the window. Be able to do the whole window frame to the same gap. The good thing about this is when you open the door out, it swings out. There you go. Stick this one on now. got the passenger side drip rail all done. It came out looking really, really good. I have a few spots I might have to touch on it still, but for the most part it's done. You look around that seam, all is really, really good. And I got the body all matched to the door. That all came out looking pretty good. We've got the rocker ground down and all that. See, I had to cut this right here and kind of push this piece of the body in a little bit. That's how they all are. So I fixed that one on this side. The driver's side, I had to move the door back a little bit. So instead of just doing that, because I had to take the fender off, wheel well out to move the door back. So at the same time, I figured I'll knock out my foot box. That's in a up and coming video. Give myself more leg room. So I get that done, get the door back on, then I can grind this one to match the other one. I was going to go off this one, but this door gap was really big. So I want to move this door back. So it's got a tighter gap. But it's all coming along really good. My foot box is just about done. My throttle pedal's just about done. So the door can go back on. I can finish this one out. So I have a little bit of welding to do on that door. So I'll finish the door welding too before I get it back on. So the driver's side will be 100% done. Passenger side, I have not welded the inside of the door yet. There's a little bit left to do. I got all the spot welds done, but I don't have this bottom piece welded on yet. Other than that, that part of the project is done for the most part. So, coming along good. Coming along good.